Hello there, students from Beehive School. This is teacher Krishna, and welcome to our science class for week number 12 for ninth high school. And this week we're going to learn about topics 2.05 and 2.06. Before we start, let's follow some general instructions that you follow every week. Log into Agilex, enter the Google Classroom, download your Word document, and save it in your science folder. And then name your document just like it is in the example right there. Add week number 12 in the beginning, then add your code, name, grade, and section. Remember that it's important that as we move, you take notes in order for you to identify the gist of this video, and of course for you to identify the most important things. It is also important to start with our end in mind. So for this week, students will be able to explain generalities about cellular energy and cellular respiration. This is the first thing you need to copy in your Word document, so make sure you have it ready with you. Once you're done, you can come back to the video. Let's start with topic 2.05, cellular respiration. And the first thing we need to take a look is that ATP is the energy used by cells. And you can remember that last week we learned that ATP is a fully charged particle or a particle with energy. ATP is made of adenine, 5-carbon sugar called ribose, and a chain of 3 phosphate groups. It can easily break down into ADP. Remember that ADP and ATP are pretty much similar. The difference is that ADP is a partially charged particle and ATP is a fully charged particle. So here you have a real example of what ATP looks like. So right on the left, we have in the sky blue and in green, the particle of adenine. And on the right, in orange, we have phosphate groups. And in total, they are 3. And that is why we call ATP adenosine triphosphate. Triphosphate because there are 3 particles of phosphate right there. And this is basically what we're talking about. On the left, we have ATP, and on the right, we have ADP. You can notice that the only difference is that the phosphate groups are changing. So basically, if we want to create an ATP particle from an ADP particle, we have to add up a phosphate group to it. And if we want to form an ADP particle from an ATP particle, we have to remove 1 particle of phosphate, all right? So notice that ATP is a short-term energy storage. So what happens is that ATP is ideal to storage energy for short periods of time, not for long periods of time. Unless they are exchanging in a different kind of particles. So basically in plants, in order for energy to last a little bit more, they start storing all of this energy and ATP inside sugars and starches. But in animals, it is different and it is stored in fats. That's probably why you have noticed that when you eat a lot, then your belly starts getting a little bit bigger. So it happens because your body is storing energy in the form of fats for later usage in your body. So just like it's here in the image, food starches and fats are translated as ATP. And ATP is basically energy that is used for cellular functions, all right? So now let's go with the next topic, 2.06, cellular respiration. Here we have our equation for cellular respiration. On the left, we have at first glucose, and we have 6 particles of water. Oxygen. And once the process is being completed, you can notice on the right that carbon dioxide, water, and energy is produced. So we have the concept of aerobic respiration. Notice that it is known as aerobic respiration because it needs oxygen in order to function. But we have another concept that is anaerobic respiration, which is basically a process that does not require oxygen in order to take place. But right now, let's just focus on aerobic respiration. So, carbohydrates, fats, and proteins can be processed as fuel in cellular respiration. Fuel understood as the energy that it uses. Let's explore the steps of this process by following the breakdown of glucose. Pretty much we have the formula again with the small change that at the end we can find that ATP and heat is created. Now we have a very beautiful picture that represents cellular respiration. So remember that cellular respiration takes place in all living things, but photosynthesis only takes place in plants. So you can notice that they, after the photosynthesis process that comes from the plant, oxygen and glucose is created. And after those particles are absorbed by a mitochondrion, then carbon dioxide and water is created. Now here we have a more specific version of a mitochondrion with all of the processes that are taking place inside of it. So notice that right at the left top corner, you can find the topic fermentation. Fermentation is a anaerobic process of respiration because it does not require oxygen in order to take place. So also in here, glycolysis is taking place as well as the Krebs cycle. So notice that one more time, these processes are taking place in the mitochondrion in order to produce energy. So I found this very interesting video and I'm pretty sure that you will find it interesting because it's a mashup in between the Krebs cycle and a very famous song called The Thrift Shop. So please watch this video before we continue with everything in order for you to have an overview of what glycolysis is about and what the Krebs cycle is about. It might seem a little bit complicated at first, but do not worry. I'm going to give you a small summary once you come back. So I hope you enjoyed the video. So welcome back. Let's continue with our summary. So basically in the Krebs cycle, it is a process that produces energy, just like we stated it before. And it expulses carbon dioxide. It turns NAD plus into NADH. Notice that a partially charged particle is the one on the left, and a fully charged particle is on the right, as well as in the other one, in which ADP is turned into ATP. Notice that in the Krebs cycle, and 5 particles of NADH are produced, and 1 particle of ATP is produced. Alright, now we have a small exercise. Please read pages 4, 5, 6, and 7 from topic 2.06, and then complement the summary that you already have. If you have any questions, let me know. I know these topics are a little bit confusing, a little bit complicated, but with practice and with reading, I'm pretty sure that you will get to understand them all. But anyways, I will be here if you have any sort of question. Now let's jump with our evaluation. Please complete the quizzes from topics 2.05 and 2.06. I suggest you study a little bit before taking them. Please do not use your summaries, videos, or Google because I'm trying to figure out how much you have learned from the lessons, alright? Observations, each evaluation is 5 points for a total of 10 points. Wish you the best of luck. That has been the lesson for this week. Thank you for coming to our third online class, and I hope you take care. Stay safe, guys. I'll see you around. Goodbye.